Hi there, this is Carrie Ellis, author of 21st Century Superhuman, and this is our 21st Century Superhuman show. Today we have with us a great warrior for the light, Cobra. And Cobra, welcome. We're so grateful to have you here today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here at this point and to be part of this interview.
Awesome. Cobra, you have a pulse on global happenings. We know that you are closely associated with our galactic neighbors and that you are a liaison for the forces of light. So we're excited to have you answer some questions today and give us your view on how things are going in this great time of planetary change. Our first screen here shows that you have 22 million views on your website. So you have a great following, and I know people around the world are hungry to know what's happening in this time of change. Your website is called The Portal, the Intelligence Hub for the Victory of the Light. So, you know, I have a lot of listeners who probably haven't been around your material over the last few years. Can you tell us a little bit about who Cobra is and where you come from?
Okay, I have been chosen by the resistance movement to be their spokesperson on the surface of the planet in this very special time of liberation of the planet. And Cobra is a code name that I have been given for this particular time period.
Nice. Very cool. So can you tell us a little bit more about what the resistance movement is?
The resistance movement are forces of light that are living below the surface of the planet and are preparing to assist us, and they are assisting us actually in this liberation process. They are, I would say, one faction of the Agartha network, the positive Agartha network.
You say they're connected with Agartha?
Yes.
Nice, very nice. And so Agartha is one of the inner Earth civilizations, and I know there's a kind of difference between those, but wonderful. So what is the view from your multidimensional perspective in dealing with all the forces at play in this great transition? How do you see this big play taking place?
It is a very complex process, and usually things do not turn out as they were planned because there are so many factors involved, so much free will in different directions. So many things happening. It's a very complex situation. But slowly but surely, we are progressing towards the completion of this situation. We're getting closer and closer to the final breakthrough.
Yes, I believe we are as well. Yeah, it's been a long time coming too. So what are some of the complexities? Excuse me, go ahead.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right.
What are some of the complexities that have existed in other dimensions that have needed to be resolved?
The main thing that needs to be resolved is the so-called primary anomaly. The primary anomaly is, I would say, the original source of all darkness and suffering.
Wow.
And planet Earth is a focal point of this resolution. So we are now at a key place and key time in history of this universe to resolve this. And this is the main reason why this is taking so long and why it is so complex.
Yes, very interesting. And I know there's been a lot of various technical devices and all kinds of things that I probably don't even know how to pronounce properly, but how much more of the, like, I don't know even know you say it, stranglet bombs and some of the other espionage technology that's out there, how much of that is still left to clear, and how is that affecting humanity?
There is a certain degree of this still left to be cleared, but much has been resolved, and this is the deeper occult reason why we have been quarantined in the first place, why we have been hostages in the first place. And without that technology, we would be freed long time ago.
And so how is that quarantine working? I've heard, hasn't the quarantine somewhat been lifted at this point?
It is in the process of being lifted, but it has not been lifted yet. Because when the quarantine will be lifted, we will no longer be limited to this planet, to the surface of population, to the surface of this planet. The surface population will not be just limited to the surface of the planet. Space travel will open again. Contacts with other races will open again.
Nice, very good. It seems that plasma energy has been used for damaging space weaponry by other races, and perhaps even in our own ancient history. It's now emerging as a possible solution to our planetary energy needs and space travel. Would you give your input on this?
Okay, plasma plane is one of the biggest secrets, one of the most suppressed aspects of creation, and the plasma plane is the key. It was both the key for suppression and now is the key for our liberation. And advanced plasma technologies are helping right now with the planetary liberation process.
So do you feel the proper use of plasma energy will play a role in this?
Yes, exactly.
Very good. Do you see humanity as able to work together for viable solutions and go beyond the need for war? Do you think we've gotten to that point yet?
We will get to that point when the Cabal is removed.
Okay, I have some questions for you on that in just a minute.
Okay.
So is the resistance movement working with any of like the sphere being alliance, the Andromedans, or any particular galactic race or collective?
Yes, the resistance movement is working, especially with the Pleiadians. It is also working with Andromedans, and it is also working with Galactic Confederation and so-called central race that some people term the sphere beings.
Very nice. Excellent. I'll ask you a random question here. What can you tell us about the Dragon's Gate?
I will not answer this question at this point.
Okay. All right. Let's go on then, and maybe at a future time we can discuss that.
Yes, when the time is right.
Okay, perfect. That will be wonderful. So has the collective shifted enough to help turn the tide with what is going on the planet?
Not yet, but we're getting closer to that.
Okay, very good. What will it take for more Cabal arrests and a real transformation of the old system?
As I said many times before, the transformation of all the exotic weapons on the plasma plane needs to happen first.
Right.
But this is what gives the Chimera the power to protect the Cabal. The Cabal by itself is no longer able to sustain themselves. Without the protection of the Chimera group, they would be cleared a long time ago.
So what is happening with the clearing of the Chimera group and the exotic weapons?
It is progressing quite nicely, and there will be some breakthroughs in this area soon. And hopefully, if there are no surprises, we will be quite soon, we will arrive to the end of this.
And is that something that there's a whole collective working on, or who is working on that, on, helping make that happen?
This movement, the Pleiadians and the Galactic Fleet, they are working on this.
Very good. So do you, Cobra, and the resistance movement have a plan for how to repurpose the banking system, the military-industrial complex, to something that serves the people, or how will that change take place?
Oh yes, of course there's a plan, and I have spoken about that plan many times. Basically, when the Chimera group is removed and the Cabal arrested, actually the Eastern Alliance is already preparing the new financial system, which will be just a transitional financial system,
Right.
which will help humanity go to the transition to the point where the first contact happens. And then various advanced technologies will be released to humanity that will assist humanity in going through that change to become equal partners in the Galactic Confederation. As I would say, a sovereign race connecting with other sovereign races throughout the galaxy.
Very nice. So advanced technologies will be given as we get ready to step up to the plate to that new level of being a sovereign race. What is it going to take for us as a collective to move beyond the power over agendas and into global equality?
The same thing here. We have to remove the cabal, and because, and also I would say all those exotic technologies, the plasma technologies, the veil technology, etheric and scalar devices are influencing human consciousness.
Right.
The non-physical archons are pressuring the buttons, psychologically manipulating, especially the most advanced light workers and light warriors. And when this is removed, it will be much easier for all those beings to work together. And this is what we are waiting for.
Right. Would you say this is a reason that some of the light workers are still kind of attacking each other? Is that sort of something that's being energetically manipulated?
Exactly. This is what's going on.
Very good. That's good to know, like the scalar weapons. It is so complex, and I appreciate you answering these questions for our audience. And I know many of these things you've spoken about before, but it's always nice to have a review from you, because I know there's many people waking up and learning every day. We've been told of global collateral accounts that are positioned to move into circulation to serve humanity. How close do you think we are, and what are the holdups, if any?
The problem is the Cabal is still controlling the financial system. The infrastructure of the financial system is still in the hands of the Cabal, and collateral accounts cannot be released until this is addressed. So this situation will be solved at the moment of the event when the light forces will take over the financial system.
Boy, it is a complex scenario, isn't it?
Yes.
So who do you see as stepping into emerging leadership roles in these areas?
There are people, especially in the Eastern Alliance, that are quite capable and will have been trained for this purpose and will assist when the time is right.
Very nice. So the average person is still struggling in literally every country in the world. So I know we're talking about a lot of shifts that need to take place, but is there anything you can throw a little light on that would help us understand what is it going to take beyond these other shifts we've been talking about for us to make this gigantic leap into global abundance? I mean, I realize we've got shifting monetary systems, shifting governmental systems, and needing to remove this global elite from their position of power. How do you see us making this leap? Because it seems like a giant leap from where we are, and it almost seems like the suffering gets to be more all the time.
Okay, what needs to happen is the breakthrough. The breakthrough is the change of the paradigm. The change of the paradigm happens when the critical mass of new intel is released through the mass media. This will create a breakthrough. The media are now under control of the Cabal. And when this control is diminished to a certain point, there will be a massive release of intel through the mass media. And this will suddenly create a breakthrough in the thinking patterns of humanity. And this will be the catalyst for the change.
Very good. And I think we've already really got that happening at subtle levels in the whole undercurrent, unofficial news that's going on. I mean, certainly that the movement that direction is already happening, but that's really good, a good perspective. I really appreciate that insight. So many of the light workers who have awakened and exited the old system, like Neo did in the movie The Matrix, are still struggling. And I see it in people I'm connected with all around the world. What can be done now to assist those, or how can they assist themselves who are ready to build new lives and communities? How do they get these things going?
Okay, people who are struggling financially need to do a few things. And first is to start clearing their belief systems, their patterns of lack of abundance, their belief systems about money, and this will begin to give them power for themselves to create abundance in their life. And then they can become an instrument of good, a force of good, because the money they will manifest will assist them in their mission. It will assist them in becoming more effective in the process of planetary liberation.
Very good. That's excellent. So not just sitting around and waiting for collateral accounts to move, but to begin shifting their own belief systems about abundance being able to come in right now.
Yes, and do not be a victim of the current system. Start finding ways to manifest abundance outside of the matrix.
Excellent. Excellent. So the prophecies of the ancients call this time the shift of the ages. So what are the most important things that people can be doing at this time, knowing that many of us actually volunteered to be here right now?
Yes, what is most important right now is to spread information, to start new blogs, to spread this as far as possible, to inform as many people as possible about whatever you know, whatever you are aware of this change that is happening.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, I like to really inspire people to listen to their hearts and to take action. But that is great. Everybody should be starting their own communication system to keep spreading the word. So it's my understanding that this, and this is what we teach in my book, 21st Century Superhuman, that every person carries the seeds within themselves of activating this change. So what do you suggest for people to expand this change within themselves?
It is simply to connect with your higher self, with your own soul, and you will receive guidance from there.
Excellent. The answers are always beautiful and simple and eternal.
Yes,
so how do you see current events fitting in with the Ascension timetable that you have recently been writing about?
Okay, this Ascension timetable speaks about the time after the event, and we're now still in the pre-event phase. So we are not there yet.
Right. And so how do you see that as far as current events on the planet go? Do you think any of that is playing into bringing the event closer, or is it just not really related?
There are many things happening behind the scenes that are bringing the event closer. And there is of course the Cabal that wants to delay the event. So both things are happening at the same time.
Right. What are they doing to delay it?
They are creating chaos. They are trying to start wars around the planet. They are withdrawing the funds. They are stealing money. They are suppressing people. You know what they're doing.
I know, that is right. Seems like a really old game, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay, Cobra, so can you tell us more about the event? I know you've talked about it a lot, but if there's a little more that you could tell us, how close we are and what we're likely to experience. I realize you've talked about it a lot, so if you have a little bit of expansion on that you can share with us, we'd love to hear it.
Well, there is not much new to say. It is simply that we're getting closer and closer. I am not here to tell how close we are. I don't want to give ground to any speculation, but know that there are plans and there are actions taking place every day to bring us to the exact moment of the event. This is happening daily.
So do you see
And participate in this.
So do you see the event as a cosmic action, or do you see it as a movement in the consciousness of humanity and the planet, or do you see it as a movement of events?
It is actually a cosmic occurrence. It is a completion of the liberation process that is taking place throughout the galaxy for quite some time. And the planet Earth, as the last planet to liberate it, it will be a completion of a galactic process of removal of darkness from the universe.
Very good. So what is the top priority for each individual to work on as we move through this transition to bring us closer to the event?
The top priority is to follow your mission, to use your talents that you have been born with for the exact purpose of doing whatever you can to assist in this process.
So, I think a lot of people maybe stand with one foot in each world. They have a hard time, knowing how to, quote unquote, leave the old system and how to really step into their own vision. Any encouragement on that front for people?
It is simply if you will follow your inner guidance and if you will follow your dream, you will not be in two worlds. You will be fully stepping into the new world. You will be fully exiting the matrix.
That is beautiful. So any additional thoughts on how we will move beyond the old civilization that has been revealed by so much recent disclosure and into a more harmonious galactic type of culture?
Again, this transition will happen after the event with a massive release of intel. And then, of course, after the first contact, when this massive release of intel will be not just a theory, but will be a practical connection with other positive races.
Oh, very good. That thought is exciting to me. So is there a harmonious galactic culture that you're connected with that you can tell us a little bit about how they operate?
Yes, of course, the Pleiadians are a very harmonic race, and they are evolved enough to serve as an example of this. They have learned through their own growth to live in harmony with each other, and they have created a paradise type of civilization, and it's a very natural occurrence. It is not something that is unusual in this universe. Actually, what is happening on this planet is unusual. It's an aberration. So harmonious civilizations of love and harmony are the norm, the standard throughout the universe.
Interesting. That's wonderful. And I know, yeah, we've been the great experiment in the duality experiment here on Earth. So I'm glad we're coming close to the end of that. So in one of your recent posts, you mentioned soul groups. Could you describe a little more what commonalities such groups might have and how they can interact with and support each other?
Soul groups are actually souls which were born from the source at the same time through the galactic central sun. And they have a deep soul connection with each other, and sometimes they are able to recognize each other when they meet in this lifetime, especially. And various soul groups have been incarnated as soul groups as a whole, especially in this time, in order to find each other and collectively as a group do their mission for the planetary liberation. The articles, of course, were messing with those incarnation plans and were separating various beings from the soul group and were creating various amnesia fields like implants and different technologies for various members of the soul groups not to recognize each other. So there is a lot of opposition to this plan.
Interesting. Yes, very good. So we've been reading lately about a group called Love Warriors and those who are embodying higher cosmic consciousness at this time. Their power of love is stated to be growing beyond what has been known before upon the earth. Can you give us any input about this?
Well, I would just say that there are various groups which have been present on the planet for quite long time. They're coming to the forefront. Especially, it's time now to unite the energy of love and the energy of power. They are not separated. The power of love is not just a gentle energy, it is a force which stops all negativity and transforms it.
Wow, that is beautiful. Love is a power. So you have at your website some advanced healing systems that include Tachyon, Pleiadian technologies, and mandala sphere laser systems. Can you tell us a little bit about those, and if somebody wanted to seek out using those, what they would encounter?
Yes, we are developing under the guidance of the Pleiadians and under the guidance of various light force groups. We're developing advanced technologies which can assist as much as possible in the healing process for humanity until the time of the event. One of those technologies is Tachyon technology. We are bringing Tachyon healing chambers and various products for healing and wellness that can improve the vibrational frequency of human beings with tachyons. There are also various advanced laser systems which have been developed by certain dragon groups, and they are very advanced systems that can bring the healing process to a higher level. If you would like to know more, you can go to the Tachyonis website and you will see everything there.
Okay, and does a person need to be in the presence of these technologies, or are they something that can be used from a distance?
Some of those technologies work on a distance, but some of them are actually, people need to be present there.
Okay, but it seems like there's some really interesting things to explore there for those who are interested in healing.
Yes, exactly.
So I understand, and I've participated in many times, you have a weekly event meditation every Sunday at 7 p.m. GMT. You're calling for 144,000 to be involved in that meditation at the same time. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And so what a great encouragement would be for everyone who gets to know about this to maybe assist and participate in this meditation. Is that what you'd suggest?
Yes, yeah, exactly. We would like to gather as many people as possible for this weekly event meditation together, the critical mass, in order to speed up the process of the event. And if we would get closer to that number, we could actually really speed up that process quite much.
Very nice. And is there any specific protocol that you like to encourage during the meditation, or can someone just sit down and meditate and envision, world peace, world liberation?
No, we have guidelines for that meditation, and those guidelines are on the blog. It's everything is written there. All the instructions are there.
Okay, perfect. And I think I've seen a video on that at some point as well.
Yes, yes.
Correct. Victory of the Light is kind of the salutation of people that are following you and are involved in your work. Can you tell us a little bit about where that salutation came from?
This salutation came from the light forces.
Beautiful. It's really nice. I love it when I hear people or, see people write it or hear them saying it. It's a really nice energy field and alliance, I think, for planet Earth. I did see something that you're having a conference in Switzerland. Is that right?
Yes, exactly.
In April. So people can find that on your website if they wanted to come and learn with you personally.
Yes, it's announced on the blog, and there is a link where they can go with a detailed program. And of course, people who want to go deeper can attend the conference, and they will receive much new intel, and very, very strong transformational energies will be present there.
Beautiful. I was kind of getting that feeling looking at it on your website. Cobra, I'm just going to say thank you so much for spending this time with us, and it would be wonderful if we could do this again at some point. Listeners can find you by searching for the portal online, and it will take them right to your website. The web link will be on this video at the end. And also, you're strongly associated with the Prepare for Change network, correct?
Yes. If people Google Portal 2012, yeah, the first link is it goes directly to the blog.
Okay, great. And
Of course, they can find everything about the conferences, about the event meditation, about the technologies, and all the intel that I release. It's updated there.
okay, great. Thank you so much for being with us today. It's always just nice to get a fine tuning to hear you speak to these energies. And I just want to thank you so much on behalf of all of our listeners and those who are seeking to be part of this amazing time of great change on planet Earth.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, many blessings, Cobra, and many blessings to our audience. And we will see you all soon.
Yes.